Today I'm sharing the 10 things that I'm eating every day to help me lose 20 pounds as a nutritionist. I recently had my first baby, Sage, and now I'm balancing out my weight loss goals with also making sure I'm eating high quality, nutrient-dense foods to support breastfeeding. Let's dive into it. My name's Autumn. I'm a certified clinical nutritionist with my master's nutrition human performance, and today's video is sponsored by Kettle and Fire. More on them in a bit. Okay, the first food is Skyr. Now, if you guys have been following my channel for a while, you know that I love Greek yogurt. Typically, I would make my own, but lately I've just not had the time to make it because Sage is still really young and I really love making it, but that's probably gonna be restarted in like a couple weeks. So lately I've been having Skyr instead, which is kind of similar to Greek yogurt, except that it's actually even higher in protein than Greek yogurt. Protein is so important for achieving a weight loss goal because it helps you to maintain your metabolism, helps prevent muscle loss. So it's really great for making sure your body doesn't enter into that starvation mode. So this is one of the brands that I really like because it actually does come in a whole milk option. Most Skyrs will be like a zero fat option, which full fat dairy is actually more highly associated with achieving a weight loss goal than just regular low fat dairy. Plus it's more nutrient dense, actually has vitamin K2, which is so important for heart health and bone health. So I opt for Skyr for the protein as well as all those nutrient perks. And what I do with this is I have it for breakfast or first meal every single day for the most part. I'll either have it in one of my protein smoothies or I'm going to have it as just a regular Skyr yogurt bowl, which I'll talk more about in just a second. Okay, the second food I've been having every single day is tuna. Now this is something I'm usually having for lunch and making it into like a tuna salad bowl because one can of this has about 40 grams of protein, of complete protein, while also having high quality anti-inflammatory omega-3s. And it's pre-cooked. So for right now, when I'm really busy and really short on time, optimizing for things that will just save me time that's less prep for me is crucial. And this is a fairly inexpensive protein while also still being high quality. I get really big containers of it at Costco and I just make sure this is always in my pantry and I always have it on hand. Okay, the next thing I've been having every single day are my protein waffles. So this is just one bag of our protein waffles that are frozen. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you probably saw that Trevor and I made a really big batch of these. We made 28 protein waffles in one day because they're really fast and easy to make. But now all we have to do is just pop these in the toaster and it's kind of like having Eggos, but Eggos that are high in protein and support a weight loss goal. So it's my protein waffle recipe, and that way I just have to like stick it in the toaster and it's ready to go. A serving of these, which is 2 protein waffles, has 26 grams of complete protein and 0 added sugar, which I'll have the recipe for my protein waffles linked down description below. It uses my 0 sugar protein powder. My protein powder was specifically designed for actually using it in recipes. So the flavors are super well balanced. It's not overly sweet. It's like the perfect addition to all of these protein-based recipes. Plus I use 100% whey protein isolate to make sure that it's not going to have a high amount of lactose like a lot of other whey proteins, so it supports my gut health goals as well. Which if you guys want to check out my 0 sugar protein powder, you can find it on my website at autumnlnutrition.com/shop, or you can also find it linked down description below. It tastes so good and I use it for so many recipes, and I actually have 10 free recipes that you get when you buy a bag of protein that uses my protein powder. So good. But I'll have these either as a breakfast or I'll have it as a lunch, or something that I'll also do is if I feel like I need to have an extra meal because I am breastfeeding, I am super hungry right now, and I am making sure that I'm eating until satiated, then instead of just munching on something that is low in protein and not very supportive of my goals, I'll just pop a couple of these in the toaster and have these as like an additional meal instead of having like a handful of nuts or something that isn't going to support my goals as much. They're also really great as a dessert too. Okay, the fourth thing I'm having every single day is collagen. Especially after recovering from birth, I've been making sure I'm getting enough collagen for just the recovery aspect, but also from a weight loss goal, because collagen when paired with complete protein is really great at helping to prevent sugar cravings. So I'll either add like a powdered version of collagen into my yogurt bowls, or I add bone broth to my various recipes, which is a really great, amazing natural source of collagen, which is exactly what I do with today's sponsor, Kettle and Fire. Kettle and Fire is a really high quality bone broth. They slowly simmer the bones to make sure that they're getting as much collagen out of their bones as possible. But one of my favorite things about Kettle and Fire is that it is just so convenient, because especially right now I have so much less time, don't have the time to make my own slowly simmered bone broth. So it's really nice just to be able to pull one of these out of the cupboard and add it into pretty much any recipe to make sure I'm getting a significant source of collagen to help me with my wellness goals. I use Kettle and Fire as the base to my soups and my stews, but also something I'll do is add it into sauces instead of using like water or just regular stock. That way I'm able to add collagen to pretty much any meal. I love that they come in so many different flavors, so you can switch it up depending on what recipe you're using. But honestly, my personal favorite is their classic bone broth. I'll use both their beef and their chicken options. I just find that they go with pretty much anything, so this is one that I always have in my pantry. And Kettle and Fire is offering my viewers 20% off their bone broth when they use code AUTUMNBAITS at checkout. So if you're looking to add more collagen to your routine and have it done in a really convenient way, definitely make sure that you take advantage of that discount code. Again, that's code AUTUMNBAITS at checkout. I'll also have the details linked down description below. Okay, the fifth thing that I've been eating every day are beef sticks. Like I mentioned, I have been a lot more hungry now that I'm breastfeeding, but I don't want to munch on things that don't support my goals, which it's really easy to do when you are really hungry. And the food source that is best going to help prevent hunger is getting adequate protein. So I make sure to have beef sticks on hand in my pantry, so if I am hungry, I can just grab one or two of those for a quick 8 to 16 grams of complete protein. Some of my favorite brands are Paleo Valley, Country Archer, and Chomps. Okay, the sixth thing I'm having every single day is zero sugar granola. I'm putting granola in like the bunny ears quotations because it's not real granola. Rather, it's like a granola alternative. So it's using a combination of various nuts and seeds and cacao nibs and coconut flakes. It gives toppings for different smoothies, a nice crunch, or it adds that nice granola-y vibe to my yogurt bowls, but without any of those really high starchy, high glycemic load, high sugar ingredients that comes in typical granola. I'll either make my own DIY option with all of the various nuts and seeds that I always have on hand. I also have a homemade option in my 7-day detox program, which I will have linked down description below if you guys want to check that out. There's also a great brand called Streusely that I enjoy too, so I'll have that in my pantry as well. Okay, the seventh thing that I have every single day are strawberries or blueberries. And I like to have strawberries or blueberries on hand because they are low sugar, low glycemic load fruits that add a little bit of sweetness and texture to meals, but without having a ton of sugar. So I'll often use like fresh strawberries or fresh blueberries on my yogurt bowls, or if I'm making like a smoothie bowl, I'll put it on there. Or if I'm making a smoothie, then obviously I'm going to be using those big bags of frozen strawberries or frozen blueberries. Okay, the eighth thing I'm having every single day is half Caff coffee. So I do like to have a little bit of caffeine to help me just get my day started, and it just is nice. But I don't want to rely on having a lot of caffeine, especially now that my sleep isn't as up to par as I would normally like it to be. Obviously, with having a newborn, sleep isn't going to be like 100% great. But I do want to try and optimize my sleep as much as possible. Having too much caffeine can disrupt melatonin, disrupt sleep quality, and having poor sleep quality is directly tied to waking around the belly. So having that balance of a little bit of caffeine while not having too much by mixing caffeinated with decaf coffee is really supportive of my personal goals. Okay, the ninth thing I'm having every single day are Nutpods. So obviously this is for my coffee. It's a zero sugar coffee creamer, and it's one of the options I've been using lately. Sometimes I will also have like keto coffee or just use a little bit of heavy cream or the whipped cream, which is an amazing recipe. But for convenience sake right now, I've been sticking with Nutpods, which is zero sugar and tastes pretty good. Plus, if you're following intermittent fasting, and especially my complete intermittent fasting bundle guidelines, which is what I'm personally following, you can stick to about a tablespoon of Nutpods and have that during your fast, and it won't break your fast. Okay, the 10th thing I'm having every single day is either ground beef or chicken. Mostly ground beef, but I also will have like chicken thighs or chicken breasts. These are my go-to proteins that I'll have at dinner. I don't really have them for lunch because it's just one more step for prep and I don't have the time for that right now. But they're really great, high quality, nutrient dense proteins, especially ground beef, that are pretty easy to cook up. And since they are a significant source of protein, are also supportive of my body recomposition goals. Because that adequate protein intake is so important for helping to maintain a healthy metabolism and help to keep my body outside of that starvation mode. So I always have frozen ground beef or chicken in my freezer so that for dinner at the very least, I always have that high quality complete protein, which I'll make a lot of different recipes with it. I'll have like my upgraded LA street tacos, or I'll have my homemade lasagna, which uses zucchini noodles instead of regular pasta. There's so many ways to use like ground beef or chicken to make really fast, easy, and delicious recipes that also support a weight loss and wellness goal. In fact, if you guys want to check out what I eat in a day right now to help support my goals, you can check out this video next. Also, if you're new to my channel and you love this science-backed information, make sure you subscribe right here. Come out new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video.